Welcome back, Battlefield fans. Today we'll be covering more of the community's requests regarding Battlefield 3 to ensure that your voice is heard, raising Battlefield 3's awesome factor even more. Time is a valuable asset, so let's get started. The first feature we'll cover in this video is the use of ejection seats. One user said, "I want to be able to press the ejection button and eject like you would in real life, where your seat launches into the air." This may not sound like a big deal, but alongside vehicle entrance and exit animations, they're supposed to make vehicle gameplay more challenging, restricting the player's ability to instantly enter and exit vehicles in hot situations. And let's face it, it looks cool, even if you probably wouldn't want to go through an ejection maneuver in real life. There was a heated debate on this topic inside the EA UK Battlefield community forums a while ago, and people did like the idea of having to press an ejection button when ejects and having special animations when entering and exiting vehicles. But people also agreed that these animations should be short. After all, it would not only get boring after a while, but it would considerably modify the gameplay's flow. A lock-on rocket launcher would be nice, like a Javelin. The Javelin, the mother of all anti-tank weapons, is high up on the list of the weapons you want to have in a Battlefield game. This was also debated inside the EA UK Battlefield forums. The community does want it, but they don't want it to be overpowered against armored vehicles by making it a one-hit kill. A man-portable air defense system, also known as man-pads, like the SA-18 Igla or the FIM-92 Stinger, would be a welcome addition. Or should we say replacement, as it would replace the engineer's anti-tank rocket launcher for balance. After all, you wouldn't want every single engineer to have both anti-tank and anti-aircraft weapons. An unusual but interesting request comes from a user who would like a shovel to create a foxhole when all cover is gone. As he puts it, "That would be something so good to put into this game, so I can make my own cover if everything else is getting blown away, especially with the new destruction physics." Newbies have been creating trouble whenever they got to a vehicle, ever since Battlefield 1942. So, a tutorial on how to fly jets and helicopters in the game is welcome. Though we can expect DICE to include missions in the single player in which the player will get into the gear of aircraft pilot and learn to fly offline. If that isn't enough, the best option would be to just leave the flying to the experienced pilots in online matches. Another fellow Battlefield fan thinks that being able to rappel down buildings would be awesome. And while we can all agree with that, one can seriously doubt its usefulness in an online environment, especially when you can just take down the entire building without putting your virtual life on the line, by making an entry into an environment that will most likely greet you with a hail of lead and steel. The same person thinks that one should be able to blow holes in floors of buildings to create escape routes and eliminate campers. This feature does have a practical aspect, and it would also look awesome. DICE once argued that this would create thorough imbalance, as it would restrict freedom of movement inside a building. But the community thinks game designers should not worry about freedom of movement inside a building when the players already have freedom of movement among the rubble of the building in question, once it's razed to the ground. Another request is the inclusion of armored helicopters such as the Bell-Boeing V-22 Osprey or the Pavlo, as people say they would be very effective at inserting and extracting larger groups of soldiers. More character models, fans shout. Indeed, it would be a good idea to include more than a single character model for a class, or include a character customization system, as mentioned in the previous community request video. Brian, aka Maiden Slayer, says, "I want to have a CAS, or Close Air Support Marker. Sort of like the mortar strike from Bad Company 2, but you mark your target and then a player attacks the marked location with a jet, so it's a lot more realistic." It's pretty obvious that Brian has been playing Battlefield 2's Project Reality mod a lot, and it's not just him who wants this, but a lot of other veteran and newbie Battlefield players. A little extra that the community really wanted to make Battlefield 3 even more spectacular was ground shake when a tank comes rolling by. The only comment we can add is, sure, why not? But only as long as the shake is not overdone, as this could be another thing that might cause imbalance in gameplay. With that said, it's time to end the second Battlefield 3 community request video. Stay tuned on GamerSpawn and don't forget to check out deltagamer.com for additional info about Battlefield 3 and more.